Welcome to another episode of the Get Up Presents, the Family Movie Challenge podcast. I'm one of your hosts, JP, and joining me is...
Hi.
Chas. Chas is joining us, right? Chas was sniffing her microphone yet again. I don't know why you're sniffing microphones.
It smells nice.
It smells nice. Okay. Well, today we're going to talk to you about four different movies. Two of them are part of a series. We just, as we were getting ready, realized that all four movies
are
alien movies. Ooh, not ghosts. Like, we need to make like an alien noise. Anyway, all four are alien movies. So we started off. We're continuing our journey. We're in the A's. We first started off with Annihilation. So we watched Annihilation. We watched A Quiet Place 2, and Arrival.
Did you almost forget that?
I did almost.
I was going to say, ooh. Because I don't remember.
So we're going to go ahead and start off with Annihilation. All right. So Annihilation is from 2018. It was rated R. It's an hour and 55 minutes. It's about a biologist that signs up for a dangerous secret expedition into a mysterious zone where the laws of nature don't apply.
Her husband went in there.
Right, her husband went in there.
Not
It stars Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tessa Thompson, and what's his name? Darn it, the guy that played her husband. He's in everything. Oscar Isaac. That's what his name is.
He was kind of creepy.
He was kind of creepy, but it was because he was changed. So, spoiler alerts, obviously, but Natalie Portman's the main person.
I hate her. Well, I don't hate the actor. I hate the character.
Okay. And her husband, Oscar Isaac, is a military guy. She's like a cancer research doctor or something.
She worked in the college.
Right. She worked at the college.
Yeah.
Right. And then her husband was in the military. He got sent on a secret expedition.
She cheated on him with another teacher.
She did cheat on him with another teacher. Right? With another person. He goes into this really weird, super secret mission. And it's like a year later. She basically thinks he's dead. And then he shows up one day. She's like crying, bawling, missing him. And then he shows up.
Yeah.
And he's weird, though.
He's real weird.
And then he starts having a seizure or something, right?
No, when he sips water, when he sipped the water, blood.
Blows.
And then
then he started coughing up blood.
Yeah, and then when he started coughing up blood when the ambulance came, and they had him on that little rolly cart table thing, and they were putting him in, and then he started having like a stretcher, yeah. Started having
the rolly cart
thing. He had a seizure, and it was like with blood, you know.
Right. But then, so anyway, it turns out he went into this crazy zone. So something from space hit this lighthouse on a beach.
Not light tower.
And that was where everything was originating from.
Yeah.
And it was changing
everything. It was mixing everything's
the DNA together
of everything and making everything like one.
But it was expanding and it was growing rapidly. Yeah. Right. And they had sent a bunch of different expeditions in there.
And most of them died.
Right, and they were always men. So this time the expedition was all women. And she decides she wants to go in because she wants to try to save her husband and find out what happened.
She wants to stop it. She wants to fight. But in the expedition, everyone either went crazy and killed themselves, killed each other, went crazy, or they died from something in there.
There was something in there, right. They changed.
Yeah.
But all of them had also something wrong with them. Like one did have cancer. Like they all had some kind of issue going into it.
One started going crazy and seeing her fingers moving.
Her skin was moving.
Yeah, she saw, and they saw a video of a guy's intestines were moving.
Yeah, they cut his belly open with a knife, and it was her husband. It was his group that went in.
Yeah, remember? and he and the husband was.
And they found the dude whose belly they cut open. Yeah, he was like in this pool area of this building, and it was like plants had grown out of him.
Yeah, and his head and his neck
was all
the
torn
way
apart.
At the top.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
It was pretty cool. Cool.
You know what? But
visuals.
you could tell that it was super duper like this, because even if it was that old, the skin wouldn't still be on the bones. And because it had the skull, and then it had the skin.
It's a movie.
I don't care.
It's a movie.
I don't care.
And it's an alien movie inside a little alien zone. Actually, it wasn't little. It was big. Inside an alien zone. So you have no idea what could or could not happen.
I don't care.
Like one of the things they came across was this crazy crocodile. Or alligator. Remember the alligator had shark teeth?
Yeah.
It had rows of teeth in its mouth
like a shark.
Right, and it was basically everything was being mutated
into each other.
In mixing DNA. So then there was
cancer.
The crazy bear, and the bear killed someone and then was able to mimic
her screaming help and like that. And I thought the bear design was so cool.
Did you? Why?
Because the skull was like still out, but the bear body was like, but its
skull was exposed.
Yeah, but I was like, wait, but bear skulls aren't that big because you have one. But I was like, wait, it's a grizzly bear skull, so it's probably bigger than your black bear.
And then there was the plants that look like people, and then it turned out that they really were people that turned into plants.
Like the one girl was
right. The one girl did,
and the main character formed the tattoo of the one lady that went crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, she started off with no tattoo,
moving.
and she like had a bruise on her forearm, and then she kept messing with it, and throughout the movie, you see it starts turning into the tattoo that a different girl had on her arm.
And then the blonde lady, her eyes were gone.
Oh, yeah.
In the end, her eyes were gone, and then she was formed into that weird ball thingy, and then that crazy metal guy came through.
Right, yeah, the crazy metal guy.
What I thought was really cool, interesting about the end was the fact that she was like, it wasn't trying to kill me. It's that I was attacking it, so it was attacking me. It was mimicking me. Mm-hmm. Since I attacked it, it attacked me. When I didn't attack it, it didn't attack me.
And what did you think about the very end when she hugs her husband?
Oh, the fact that she knew that because she saw the video of her husband killed himself because he didn't know what was him and
he didn't know who was him. Well, you still don't really know. You still don't even know really if that was her husband.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Right,
but
that could have been the alien.
She asked him, "You're not really what's his name?"
And he said, "I don't know."
He's like, "I don't think so."
Right, but see, he doesn't know, so he could have really been him. He's just that really mind effed up. That it really was him.
Yeah, but the hair was different. Like his slick back hair is kind of. Ugh.
So what did you think of this movie overall?
Anyway, it was pretty good. Hate the main character.
Why did you hate the main character?
Because she cheated.
She did. That's
just
right. I forgot.
Yeah. Listen,
you're right.
Just like
so she cheated on her husband.
Just like
that's why he took this dangerous mission.
Yeah,
to get away from her.
You know the self-destruction without suicide, self-destruction. Mm-hmm. We're all self-destructing.
That was part of the theme. One of the themes.
But just like in Stranger Things, Mike's mom goes to cheat. You know, with Billy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
but
Hannah's
stops herself.
But then Hannah's like, well, she didn't actually do it, but she had the thought and was going to, but she didn't. That doesn't excuse it. Right. I don't care.
We haven't told everyone who Hannah is. We probably shouldn't say Hannah without permission.
Worry.
Yeah. Hannah's one of Chastity's friends.
Yeah, well.
Chastity's friends, right. Anyway.
She has YouTube. You know.
Okay. Right. Well, she's not on the show.
Hey, I didn't give her a last name. I didn't give anything about her. They don't know her.
So anyway.
They don't know anything about her.
Anyway. Right. So what would you rate this movie out of 10? What's your Chas rating?
Like a 7.
A 7? You only giving it a 7? Okay.
Well, it was a good movie. I just hated the main character.
Okay. Well, that was part of it, right? Because the whole thing was talking about self-destruction. He self-destructed by engulfing himself in work. She self-destructed her relationship. The overall movie, the theme of the movie was cancer. Like everything was a cancer, and even the ending,
cancer cell.
Right, like how cancer is your own body attacking itself. It's self-destructing. Mm-hmm. And all these people acted in self-destructing ways throughout the whole entire movie. And then even the metal man that mimicked her, right? It was like herself fighting herself. And so then at the end when she hugs him and she has like the little glimmer in her eye and he does in his eye, it's basically like the way that like no matter what, after going through cancer, you're never going to be the same, right? Even after her cheating, their relationship was never going to be the same. She would be changed and her husband would be changed, even if you take the cancer part out, right? Mm-hmm. Just her cheating thing. Like their relationship is different. Mm-hmm. It would never be the same.
What you do is divorce. Such a easy.
Yeah. You could.
Easy.
Yeah, but you're also a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to say than living through it and doing it.
No, I know that, but like if I didn't love them in the first place and marry them, it's like okay.
There's.
But why would you not? But my question is why wouldn't you just like if you wanted to if you didn't really because if you cheat you don't love them because if you did you wouldn't cheat. No,
it's a complicated scenario, and that she was. Also, I'm not saying this justifies it at all, but it's a very complicated thing, and it's hard to pass judgment when you don't live in that situation. You're not in that situation.
But I still would have dumped her.
You're talking about someone that is staying home doing their job all the time while their husband goes off on missions for months at a time. So you're alone all those times, right? And you're always worrying, is your husband going to come back, or your spouse, whatever? Are they going to come back? Are they going to survive?
Well, wouldn't they tell
and then,
you?
And then he didn't, so like, but anyway.
But he did.
So you say 7 out of 10.
Yeah. It only got downgraded due to the
It wasn't a
character.
movie that like,
it didn't impress me. Like, good concept.
It was a good movie as far as like it was done well. It was really cool designed, but it wasn't a movie that was just like, oh man, that was great. So I'll go 7 out of 10 with you too.
Oh
my god, I agreed. I'll do 7 out of 10 with you. What was your favorite part of the movie?
I think I would say the bear and the
bear scene.
Yeah, the bear scene.
It was brutal when it killed that girl.
But she deserved it.
Well, she went crazy.
I know, but
she didn't deserve it. She went crazy.
I know, but she still tied her up.
She did, but
I know crazy. She did go crazy.
It was the place.
Sad. She was so pretty too. So, she was the prettiest one
there. Okay, and what was your least favorite part? The cheating.
Yeah, no crap. But no, but my also favorite part is the end part where the little middle dude was mimicking.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Cool. Did you even get, like, when we watched it, that it was about cancer?
You know what? I had a little feeling it was about something like
because they talked about cancer right at the very beginning.
Yeah, but they also mentioned it as they went on.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned that right.
And all that crap, and I had, like, a feeling, but I didn't, like, believe it, so not really, I guess.
Okay. All right. That is our thoughts on Annihilation. Would you watch it again? Like, would you go out of your way to watch it again? Would you be like, you know what, today I want to watch Annihilation?
You know what? If I wanted to show someone it, yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, not really.
Probably not.
Probably not.
All right.
Not into it that much.
What about A Quiet Place?
Yes.
Okay, so A Quiet Place came out in 2018. It's PG-13, right? In a post-apocalyptic world, a family is forced to live in silence while hiding from monsters with ultra-sensitive hearing. You can't make any noises, right?
It
was stars Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, better known as Jim, right, from The Office.
That's what, if I see now,
and
that's
Melissa
all I'm
Simmons,
going to call him, Jim.
And it was written and directed by, John Krasinski, Jim from The Office, wrote some of it, and also he was the director, as well as playing the father in the movie.
I'm so sad at his death. Poor guy. So, you know what? Fun fact.
So, let's start off with the rating first. What would you rate it?
10 out of 10. Pretty good.
Woo! You gave it a 10 out of 10?
Now,
even with the things that make you mad?
What? Yeah. Yeah, even though they make me mad because they don't have common sense.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Why? I think it's a 10 out of 10 movie for one reason. It's more creepy than it is like horror. No, it's because it actually was pretty good.
It was very tense.
I do love Jim because he's a cool character.
Okay. Anyway,
but I'm still sad about his death.
You asked me why I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
You won't let me speak.
Throw it at me.
Anyway, 8 out of 10 because again, it was really well done. It's a good movie. I would watch it again, but it wasn't amazing or the best thing I've seen, or it was close.
You know what, maybe
right?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
It was close.
You're making me rethink my decisions. Why do you do this?
It was close. Right? So it was pretty close. So for those of you that haven't seen A Quiet Place, right? Actually, you don't even know that they're aliens. It's just these monsters. There's no explanation. There's no explanation until the second one.
Yes, but they did land. From outer space.
But we don't know. Or maybe it does talk about...
In the second one, they come from out of the sky. In the first one,
didn't they have newspaper articles that they were putting on the wall to soundproof the basement and stuff?
Yes. No, that was the second one.
Was it? I can't remember.
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the second one because.
Anyway, so this family lives on a farm. They live
outside
this town.
It was the first one.
They have created sand trails to go to all the places they need to, and they walk around barefoot everywhere because they can't make any noise.
We would die.
So if you make any noise, yes, we'd be dead. If you make any noise, these things just come flying and just and tear you up, right, real fast.
They were.
It starts off with the little brother dying. Then
you know what?
Then it's like a year later, and the mom is pregnant.
Like how? Like are you that?
Then just like a series of events go on. They're preparing for the pregnancy. The daughter is deaf. and she has hearing aids, and her dad is constantly trying to work on making the hearing aids
And
better
I
for her.
hated how she treated him, especially how hard it
And
was for him
she's
to help
angry
her.
because, you know, like when he goes out on his little missions and stuff, he doesn't take her because she can't tell if she's making noise. So, and she can't hear things sneaking up on her, things like that. So he leaves her at home to help out with the mom, and then she rebels. And then the brother's really scared. The other brother, the middle brother, he's really scared of like everything. It's kind of crazy. Then
the mom gives birth.
Then some crazy stuff happens. The mom gives birth. The dad ends up dying.
Yep, he sacrifices
but they figure
himself.
out a way to kill the aliens.
Yeah.
Right, the monsters.
So, I forgot.
So the very first thing you got very, very upset with. Well, let's talk about this first.
Okay.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
I don't know. Let me think. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite, I'm thinking about the second one, but we're talking about the first one.
Talking about the first one.
Yeah, so actually it was the baby. It was the baby preparing with the newspapers in the first one. So you were right. Anyway, my favorite part would probably be in the scene where they shoot them in the end.
In the end when they figure out how to kill him?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was kind of badass when she figured it out.
Yeah.
She shoved it right up to that microphone, and it was like, and its head was going, ah!
You know what? But
before she was like,
I just want to talk about the first scene.
Okay. What did you not like about this movie?
The first scene.
All right. Describe the first scene.
So the girl gives, the deaf daughter gives, I don't remember her name. The deaf daughter gives her little brother his toy.
Right.
But she doesn't have the batteries. But the kid grabs the batteries up the thing. My question is, why would you leave your youngest in the back? Why wouldn't you pick him up or have him in the front, or in the middle of you, where you can see him?
That was pretty bad, right?
I was like, my parents wouldn't. So it was the mom.
It was the mom.
So the dad was in front.
So then it was
the dad.
The mom.
I know,
it was
but
the dad.
The dad was carrying the one boy. The mom.
Oh yeah, because he was sick.
Yeah, the mom, and then it was the deaf daughter. And
so
the
dad
boy
was carrying
the
middle son, the mom, then the deaf daughter, then the little boy in back.
Yeah. And the mom
when
had
he was in the
nothing
grocery store,
in her hands.
What happened in the grocery store? So you got
he almost dropped the.
He wanted a space shuttle toy.
Yeah, and it almost dropped. And
it almost dropped, right? And the dad and then Jim took out the batteries.
And he was trying
to make sure, no, we can't have it. Sorry, because it'll make too much noise. So then they're walking down this trail across the bridge, and all of a sudden, pew, 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 it's making a bunch of electronic noises because the little boy had snuck it and brought it. First of all, if your safety depends on being quiet that much, why would you not make sure that he didn't grab the toy in the batteries?
Why would they leave him behind in the store when they were leaving?
How would he have the chance if it was that important to remain quiet?
Yeah, I would have picked him up. Like the mom had nothing in her hands.
She did beat herself up about that.
Yeah, even in the second movie she talks about it.
Right.
Like she was like,
I could have carried him. I had nothing in my hands. But I agree with you then. When you're walking, why would you leave the youngest,
the stupidest behind? Well, when they're toddlers, they're kind of stupid. They don't understand.
He wasn't a toddler. He was a couple years old. I mean, he was I think 4, maybe 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, but he didn't understand. He didn't.
He did. He just ignored it because he didn't.
Yep.
Didn't.
So he was stupid. He was dumb.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Chastity, stop
Let
that,
him
Chas.
die.
Oh my Lord. Anyway, but they left him in back. He put the batteries back in, and then Jim was running to save him, and the monsters came and got him.
Jim had a good reaction.
So he had died. He did, but he couldn't run fast enough. So he died.
Yeah, he died.
Right? So then everyone's sad. And they live in this farmhouse, and they got a whole system set up with lights and stuff, and they can prepare for if the monsters come, they're prepared on how to hide, and they got fireworks and stuff, right? All kinds of crap.
Ooh, I have another favorite scene.
Okay.
The scene where Jim and the boy were coming back from their fishing trip, and Jim stops because he sees the red lights, and how he instantly runs. That was really cool.
Yeah, you like that scene?
That was really cool. How he just sees it, and you just know his heart drops. If it was real, his heart dropped. Oh snap.
So, and the other part that was just kind of irresponsible was getting pregnant.
Yeah. How stupid
if you have to be quiet, it's very irresponsible of you to get pregnant if you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
Because you know a baby's going to be loud. You know
No,
you're going to be loud.
They did make everything perfectly soundproof. For this mistake. But my also question is in the baby room where they have it set up. There's this big monster that destroys the whole top barn above where the baby is. But the only thing covering the hole is a mattress.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
How did that thing not move it? And there was no board under the mattress.
Yeah, so I don't understand. So
like a big monster
in the basement,
like
they had the whole basement like soundproof, like padding and paper.
No,
and stuff
it was
all
like
over.
a little hole in the basement.
Yeah, but what was a little hole in the basement?
So it was like under the barn, but then there was like a little hole in the basement of the barn.
No. You're thinking of the second one.
Oh.
So this was the mattress just covered the access to the basement of the barn. They come down the steps.
That's a small basement of a barn.
But anyway, so they were prepared there.
But that mattress made no
And they
sense.
were able to test it out at one point because one came because someone made a noise. Oh, they were playing a game and they knocked over some pieces that made a noise.
No, they knocked over the lantern and set things on fire.
Oh, yeah, they knocked the lantern over and set on fire. That's right. And then it attracted one, and they closed the cover and everything, and it didn't find it.
Yeah, and the raccoons made more noise when they jumped
the raccoons made noise. Yeah. What would you do if you were in that situation?
I instantly run.
If you were in a world where you had to be quiet because monsters would get you.
I would constantly live in that little hole. I wouldn't come out of it. If I had to eat, yes.
Right.
Drink, yes. Otherwise, no. I just have no life in that little hole.
You could have a life. Could you be quiet enough? Probably not.
No, that's exactly why I would die. I'd
you
be
would.
dead.
You can't be quiet to watch a movie.
Listen.
That is okay. So that has been one of the toughest things of this whole project has been trying to watch a movie with you without your commentary during the movie.
But when I'm nervous in like a scary horror movie, I just call out the obvious stupid things.
You talk the entire time.
I have to. It makes me feel better.
I would kick your butt. I would. No way. I'm not doing that. There's no way. How stupid can you be? Oh my gosh, you're freaking idiots.
There are idiots. Oh, I hear a really scary noise over there.
Yeah,
Hold up, it was a frog. It was a frog. I saw it jump. I saw it jump. I wanted to know what frog it was.
Where were we when that happened?
We were doing a little hunting thing to go get your hunting thing, but we couldn't get to it because it was too far back.
So Chastity always talks about how she thinks people are stupid in horror movies when they hear a noise and they're like, "What was that noise? Let me go investigate." And then it's
the
like
funny
a
thing
monster
is I knew what it was. It was a frog.
So
I wanted to know what
I tell the story?
frog it was.
Can I tell the story?
What is a toad?
So we were walking through the woods because
Jeffrey.
I was going to retrieve some rope for hunting season because it's about to be hunting season for deer in Michigan, and I wanted to get my rope so I could put them in different places. And we were walking back, and then there was a noise, and then Chastity turned and was like, "What was that?"
No, actually, it was right in front of us.
And I was like, "See, Chas,
it wasn't walking; it was
right
hopping.
now. You're being that dumb kid
God,
in a movie."
You know what's so funny? Hold up, let me give you the real story. Let me give you the real story since he just likes to make stuff up. So we were walking back. Yes, I heard a noise, but I saw it hop. I went to it, but then stopped and realized and turned away. Also, just to clarify, I wanted to see if it was a toad because I really wanted a toad to name it Jeffrey and keep it in the car without them knowing. They would probably know, but I'll tell them like midway in the drive.
For that 1 second, you.
But I didn't go continuously. I stopped.
You were the person that you hate in scary
but you know what's
movies.
really funny is
what's that noise? Let me go investigate.
You know what's really funny? I took one step and then I stopped because I was like, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna die.
So anyway, in A Quiet Place, the dad and the brother, go fishing. The mom and the daughter are supposed to be home. The daughter gets all mad because she can't go fishing too. So she goes and runs to where the little brother died, and she's like crying and staying the night there.
Oh,
and then the mom steps on a nail.
No, so
well, remember she was doing her laundry and she was dragging it up.
And she was being stupid. And when she felt a little nag, she didn't go back down to fix it. She decides to pull it up like a stupid idiot.
Yeah, she dragged it up.
And now she had a nail up her foot.
So then when she came back downstairs, she stepped on the nail.
And then she dropped stuff and screamed. Her.
And then she started going into labor.
She went into labor upstairs. She noticed.
Once the alien, because remember, she barely made it upstairs.
No, remember she was in the baby's room, and when she was walking out, she started dripping, so she was running down to the basement.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
when she
stepped on the nail.
She was going,
and she had a picture in her hand of the little boy and dropped it. Which she also screamed and grabbed onto the thing. And
then one came down in the basement.
She had to be quiet.
And then she snuck upstairs and she got into the bathtub. And then the husband came. She flipped the lights to red, though. Then the husband and the son came. The husband ran in to go find her.
And the kid lit off
and the son lit off the fireworks.
Right, as she started screaming.
Right. As she was screaming, so it would be a distraction because of the noise.
Yeah.
Which was a good idea. That's actually a genius idea to create a distraction because the fireworks were so loud.
Yeah, that would go.
It would hide noise. That was a good one.
Yeah, they would go to that.
Yeah,
but I find
I was kind of. Go ahead.
But the boy running into the cornfield when he heard a noise.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Like
dumb.
Continued to slowly walk.
Well, they had a plan, right?
Yeah, and
they had a plan. The plan was he was supposed to stay there until the dad came.
Yeah, but like even if he didn't listen to that plan, he was down there and he heard a noise. I would have instantly started walking faster on the place.
What if he thought it was
quiet.
a toad?
I'm done with you. I'm going upstairs. He knows it's not a goddamn toad because he's in a world full of monsters and he just lit off a really big firework where they're all gonna go to.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
And then he decides to go in the cornfield where they can really hear him.
And I don't really feel like Jim needed to die. Like
he did.
I feel like it was weird how they set that up for him to die. He could have
thrown the axe.
He could have done something to create noise.
But he also
would not
was
have
really
him.
deeply cut, and he probably knew.
Well, it cut him.
Yeah, but it wasn't probably that deep. Probably
but that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like it cut him because it had jumped up on top of that roof, and if he would have thrown the axe then, it would have never cut him. And then the kids did something stupid and ran. Kids always doing something stupid, and then they climbed into the car, and then the son was crying. Remember,
the one girl screamed when he got cut because he went down.
Oh,
maybe
that's what it was. And then the monster came. Yeah, the monster came over there to get them. It was beating up the car and stuff. And then the dad screamed.
And he dropped it.
And then he signed, "I always loved you."
I love you. Yeah, I have always loved you. Because she thinks he didn't love her.
Right.
She's stupid. Like, why would she treat him so bad when he got her new earbuds? He was just trying to help her. And guess what?
Why do you physically attack me all the time?
Yeah, that's just how I show my love.
Oh.
But she obviously wasn't showing him love. But with her new hearing aid, guess what? That sucker saved your life.
He did. The dad did.
Yeah. Yep. Even in death, he saved her.
I don't know why they never let her go in the basement.
Because she didn't know, because of the stairs, she didn't know if they could make noise. Because down the stairs were squeaky.
Well, didn't they have footprints painted where it stepped, though?
But you had to step weirdly, I think.
So then that should have.
I know.
That should have not.
But that's why they never let her down there, because they think she would make a noise.
Maybe.
And even if she accidentally knocked something off the shelf and didn't know.
Maybe just because, like, if she made a noise they had down there, like you're saying, and because all that equipment was down there.
And she can't hear anything.
That radio equipment and everything, they didn't want that all to get destroyed. Because they had, like, security cameras and everything.
Oh, and she probably could have pressed something. Maybe. Down there with the radios and probably screwed something up. But,
I don't know. You figure they could have just signed language to her. Okay, so that was A Quiet Place, right? And then immediately after, we watched A Quiet Place 2, which we had never seen before until that night.
I'm going to mention that when I first watched The Quiet Place, I was scared and I hated it. Now I like it.
So A Quiet Place 2 came out in 2020. It's PG-13. The first one was
2020.
Yeah,
I thought it came out 2020.
Came out in PG-13. It was an hour and 37 minutes, and it's directly following what happens.
Directly,
it's immediately after.
Because it immediately goes to the basement, and there's a bunch of new dead ones.
Right, because at the end of the last movie, they were all rushing the house after they killed the first one because she shot it with a shotgun.
Yeah, and then
so the other ones were rushing. Ready. So then it starts off with them in the basement, and then when they walk up, you see that there's like multiple dead ones.
Yeah, and the kid was holding the crying baby.
Yeah. Following the events at home, the Abbott family now face the terrors of the outside world. Forced to venture into the unknown, they realize the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path. Quit smelling the microphone.
Smell it.
Right, so this one does have Emily Blunt, Millicent Simmons, and it also has Cillian Murphy. He was the neighbor friend guy.
Him.
The one that eventually ends up
his son died.
Yes.
Like, so immediately that same day, he said.
This movie shows the origin of how everything happened.
Yeah. So they were at a baseball game for the middle child.
And a huge-ass meteor.
Yeah, and they're all staring at it.
came flying. No, they weren't. They were no.
Well, no, they were moving. Most of the people were
staring. They were like, time to start. Yeah,
they left.
Everyone started going, and then
some people stared at it.
But what was amazing though was that they stared for a moment watching it, like, what is that? And then they started moving. They're like, yeah, we should probably go. And then the aliens were already like in town because when they started trying to drive away, they were starting to jack people up and kill stuff.
And one was in the bus. When it was coming out of the bus while the mom was driving backwards because the bus was coming at it because it was coming out.
Yeah, it was coming out the front of the bus.
And when they were in the restaurant, the fact that it didn't notice they were quiet. You know, the girl made that phone call to her mom, and her mom calls her back. Your daughter's dead because of you.
Yeah, but they didn't know.
I know.
Right, it was the very
But obviously, noise attracts them because it wasn't reacting to them when they made no noise. And you know what? Jim was smart.
And Jim figured it out.
Jim figured it real out.
Then he also ran and was being chased by it, too.
Yeah. And then a cop came and was shooting it, but he died. He sacrificed himself for Jim. Good job on that cop. He did. You didn't let Jim die there.
And then, so it basically showed the origin of everything, and then it cut to
a bunch of dead things.
Well, it cut to now.
Yeah.
And then they were leaving the farm now because the farm was all trashed.
Yup. Whole barn, too.
So then so at night, what they would do in the first movie, and they do it in this movie too, at night they would go light a fire from the Tyler's place and see all the other fires that everyone else lit to kind of let you know that people were still alive.
Yeah, and they were going to the friend.
They were going to the friend. Well, they were going to the fire. They didn't know it was
They didn't know it was a friend, but they were just going to the fire.
So they were going to the fire. And then...
And in that part when they're walking... That guy set up traps. Now, he probably didn't do it for people. He probably did it for the
No, he probably did it for people, too.
He probably did, because he didn't want anyone.
Well, because he said, like, once they saw him and stuff, he was like, people out here are messed up. He's like, the people left, because they were talking about saving people, and he was like, the people left aren't worth saving. The kind of people that survive all this, the kind of people that are still left.
But he was also going to shoot them, and I think he knew who they were.
Well, he was going to shoot them till they killed one.
Yeah, so because she said the daughter set it all up, and the mom got ready.
Yeah, the daughter made a portable loud squealer thing.
So that she could put her earbud. And he saw what happened, and he didn't kill her. And he said he saved him because the son,
the brother,
ran and got his goddamn foot stuck in a bear trap.
Stepped in a trap, yeah.
And then he started screaming and wouldn't shut up. Well, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Can you imagine that?
But his scream, I forget the testosterone that you could hear. That puberty.
Because you could tell that it was a couple years later.
Yeah,
like his voice, his
really
voice was
high
deeper.
pitch.
Yeah, from one movie to the next, it was.
Oh my god!
It was very noticeable because we just went from the first one right to the second.
Yeah,
one.
and the weight.
Like if there would have been a gap in watching them, then maybe we wouldn't have noticed.
But like you could hear that scream, like that kind of scream from guys. It terrorizes
so
me.
they go to this warehouse place where they saw the fire.
And the guy.
And then the guy comes and grabs them. They're running from the monster. The guy comes and grabs them. He's got like this cool little fort down like in the basement of this factory through like all the cement, and there's like a pipe going through the ground, and they like slide in there and they go into the hole. And then they get into the furnace room, right?
And then there's that little cubby thing where he has a towel and stuff.
Right, it's like a furnace thing. And I called that, didn't I?
You did.
I called it.
You called it.
So
he's going to forget the towel.
It was like a blast furnace or something. Some kind of furnace sort of thing. And he has
like
a towel. He has like a towel hanging. So when you go in and latch it, the latch hits the towel and it doesn't lock you in.
And there's a timer for how much.
And then he sets a timer for how long you can be in there before the oxygen runs out. So they go in there so they can talk and stuff. And they put the boy in there because his leg's all jacked up and all that crap. Yeah. And they all go and hide in there. And they're just waiting for the timer. And then when the timer runs out, they just open the door so it lets in more air. But that cloth is really important. And the way they focused on it, I was like, oh, someone's going to get trapped in there and have no air.
And you went, I kind of figured it too. But you called it, and I was like, oh my God, he's got it right. Because you always guess what's going to happen. And I'm starting to become like you.
It happened.
I'm starting to become like you. I'm guessing what's happening. But I don't say it out loud. I say it in my head. Like, watch that.
Really? Because you say a lot out loud.
Yeah, well, what I say out loud is, oh, you're stupid. Like, again, with that goddamn Annabelle creation. Oh, my God.
So what would you rate A Quiet Place 2?
8.
An 8? Okay, so you're going the first one was a 9, the second one was an 8.
Yes.
Okay.
But, you know what? I feel bad for the poor black dude in the end.
I'll go an 8 as well. I'll keep both of them there on par with each other. I think the first one was more unique because it was fresh. I think the second one had good ideas. I think there was a couple unrealistic things, but it had good ideas.
Cool. The end was cool. But that poor black dude, he's like, my family, I had to go back. I think we lost. No, it followed you. It followed you. It was just behind. It fell off. It still followed you. But
conveniently, the boat with the monster made it all the way to the
alien. Conveniently. I don't think it would.
So anyway, so what happens is there's a radio signal that they pick up, and the girl wants to go to the radio signal and broadcast her ear noise.
No, because they thought it was just music once in a while that played, but no, it was that town sending a signal.
But it was a map on how to. It was basically sending a signal with the music, but she wanted to find it so that she could broadcast her ear noise thing to kill them. To help save everyone.
Which the end was kind of cool.
So then the guy was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not helping you. So she was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
No, that was her brother. She was talking to her brother, remember?
Remember she asked the man to help her, and he wouldn't.
Yeah, so that's when he found her.
Then she took off on her way. Then she took off on her own.
No, she was talking to her brother. In the first, she was talking to her brother, and he was like, no. And then she mentioned, like, Dad would have done it. And he was like, yeah, and look where he got him. Yeah, and then he started freaking out. He's like, Mom. But because the brother was like...
the mom was like, hey, when the guy came back, you need to go find my daughter.
Yeah.
And she tried to go out on her own.
And she's like, if Jim was here, he'd tell you that she's worth saving. But you know something that hurt? When the girl was like, yeah, Dad would have done it. And he was like, yeah, and look where that got him. Oh, I would have slammed my brother into that furnace in the wall. Slammed his head. You want a concussion too with that messed up leg?
Would you have gone out on your own?
No. Actually,
so then the guy saves her because she's about to die.
If I wasn't deaf, yes.
So she's about to die. The guy saves her.
Yeah.
And then he gives in to her and he helps her find where the island is because she figures it out where it is. And so then they go to the island. They go to get on boats and then they get tricked. And the dude throws like
the little
net,
girl,
like a net or something full of noisemakers and stuff
around his neck, so that if he moves, it's a bunch of cans.
He sure turned that back on them.
Yeah, but the little girl was so creepy. I was like, I would listen.
She was creepy.
If I ever see a little girl in a dress looking down and you can't see her face and she's all alone and I'm alone, I'm not going near her. I'm not moving. No, yep, I'm sorry. You're on your own. I don't care if you're lost.
I've seen this scene before. I'm out of here.
I've seen this
You're
kind
either
of movie.
a ghost, a demon, or you're trying to set me up for a trap.
Yeah, honestly, that's the oldest trick in the book for a scary movie. And if I ever see that in real life, I'm out.
I'd be out too.
I'm walking. I don't care if you're lost and you're missing, your mom wants you. No.
I would have been so mad though too when I got to that island and I see everyone's just like barbecuing
and living their life while I'm over here dying
and all this stuff, and I'm over here. I can't even fart without dying. Like I can't even fart or burp or anything without worrying about something killing me.
So we thought they could swim, the monsters, because in the first one, in the baby room, it flooded and the thing was swimming. But that was because it was shallow water.
Because the water was shallow.
And then we figured out that it couldn't actually swim.
Right.
It would drown.
Yeah, we weren't sure.
They were over there living their lives, having a barbecue, roasting marshmallows, singing Kumbaya, all this crap. But we're over here dying?
Yeah.
I'd be done. I won't lie.
But they were nice. They gave them food and shelter.
But I would have got real nasty.
But then what happened was the friend, Cillian Murphy, he was walking around the island and then he heard a noise and he went and looked.
He saw the boat and he knew and he was running to tell them to all shut up.
And then he was telling everyone to be quiet.
He's like, be quiet, get into the houses. And then the thing killed them.
Just started killing everyone.
Everyone. You know what? I didn't realize how big the island was because there was farms on the island.
The dad was an idiot though. So then the dad on the island, this one guy that helps him, he's got the car and he's the one that runs the radio station.
Yeah, the black dad. He was
right.
Cool.
And then they go there and then he's like, I gotta go back to my kids. I gotta go back. And after this thing was just chasing them down the road.
Yeah, and he dies. Like that.
And then
that was
it immediately kills him.
That was kind of stupid. Now your kid's an orphan.
But then they did broadcast the sound.
Yeah.
And then
because there was one because the son was going out to go get his mom.
Well, remember the mom went to go get more oxygen. Because the baby
was getting low.
So the baby they made in the first one, they made like a bassinet for the baby that was soundproof. And they had to put an oxygen mask on it so it could keep breathing, but it wouldn't make any noise. And so they ran out of oxygen. So she went to the town to go get some more oxygen. And then the brother got trapped in there with the baby, and they couldn't get out, and they were running out of oxygen. So they were sharing the oxygen mask. So when she came back, he was almost like dead.
Yeah, but she heard a big bang when she was coming back, and her face, that acting was pretty good with her face. She was like,
yeah.
She was like, oh, my son's dead.
So what was your favorite part? While you're thinking of that, so then at
I
the
would
end,
think the part. No, I got it.
when they played she played her ear sound over the radio. That's what saved the brother and the mom.
Yeah, and that's what saved her
because
too.
he was waiting for it to be on the radio, and then the sound came over the radio, and then they were able to kill the monsters.
So, no, because I think he had the headphones on.
He did, but he had the headphones on, so it was quiet, and he was waiting to hear the radio play that noise. And when it did, he pulled the headphones off.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. So, what's it? The part where the boy gets his foot trapped and they get ready to that part, like they make noise and they get set up to do the yeah.
No, well, I don't understand what any of that was.
The shotgun and the ear thing.
Yeah.
Imagine how cool she feels, because every time she takes it, she slams it against the mic, and she's like,
easy on the microphone. That is so loud for people. That is, every time you touch the mic is really loud. Yeah, stop. Stop it. Anyway, so which one did you think was better? A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2?
I don't know. Tell by my ratings.
Okay. True.
Yeah.
True that.
Pay attention. This stick tongue at me.
All right, and the last movie that we watched was Arrival. Arrival came out in 2016. I thought it actually came out
I forgot
later
the names.
than that. Came out in 2016. It was a PG-13 movie. It was about an hour and 56 minutes. And it's about a linguist that works with the military to communicate with alien life forms after 12 mysterious spacecraft appear around the world.
Dad.
It stars Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Forrest Whitaker.
Is it a Tob and...
Oh, my God.
What is
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello. Abbott died. And I cried at night about
So
Abbott
in the movie,
and Costello.
they make contact, right, in the spaceship that Amy
Which
Adams
it was
goes
super
into,
Cool.
Louise.
Adam,
in the one that they go
Adam?
into.
Adam?
Actually, can I just
Adam? Was it Adam? Abbott?
There's two aliens.
Costello.
So then they named them Abbott and Costello.
Okay,
and
Abbott.
Chastity could not say
I could not get it down
Abbott
in my
and
brain.
Costello the entire
Abbott
time.
and
She
Costello.
was like, a bot,
Listen,
a bot,
no,
a bot.
Costello?
Costello?
No, Costello?
Costello?
Costello is actually easy to remember.
Costello.
Costello.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello.
But Abbott is like in my brain because it was spelled with O.
Yeah, Abbott. Yeah, that's how you spell it.
And I was like, that don't make sense. That's like
how you
Abbott.
It wasn't Abbott.
Abbott.
It wasn't Abbott.
And Costello.
It was Abbott. Abbott and Costello. Boom.
You know what? Abbott died.
He did.
And screw them.
What did the death? What do they call it?
He's in the death process.
In the death process or something like that. Yeah.
That was depressing when he said that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and then it took you like 10 minutes to try to say his name. Is
Abbott's dead?
Dying?
I cried later on that
Did you
night.
really?
About it. I had like a single teardrop.
For the hand-looking alien? It looked like a giant
No,
hand.
it looked like a squid.
It did, kind of.
It squirted stuff out of its tentacles.
So, this movie, right, is about aliens
Abbott
show up,
Costello.
right? 12 spaceships show up out of nowhere.
Everywhere.
And all these different countries are trying to make contact with the aliens and find out what's going on. And so they have the linguists come in, Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams, to help try to decipher what these creatures' language is so we can figure out why they're there.
You know, we agree on the stupidest part. On the part where was it the Chinese president? I think was like, we're gonna destroy it. We're gonna bomb it. If these things can control gravity and be able to deflect bomb things from like destroying them and like have their own little thing and came from outer space in this ginormous thing that can levitate, unlike stuff we have, what do you think your little spaceship, little bombs are gonna do?
Oh, probably nothing, right?
What do you think they're gonna do?
So
You're gonna give them a little tickle.
Well, yeah. I mean, realistically, if something is advanced enough to travel across space, come to
And give you powers?
Here, hover in place, emit no heat signature, no propulsion stuff, nothing. It's able to control gravity because that how they get on the ship
gravity.
was cool. How they get on the ship was pretty neat. But the fact that they're able to do all that, yeah, where there's probably
What do you think we're gonna do?
We're probably not gonna do anything.
Our little
They're so
missiles
far
are gonna
advanced.
tickle them.
They're so far.
But
advanced
my
right now.
also thing
Hold on.
is the fact that they the aliens showed no aggression, nothing at all. They did nothing at all but sit there and make little symbols that made a message. And we're like, we're going to kill them. We got to kill them.
Well, no.
They're evil.
So let's hold up. So what happened was they started to learn the language, and they translated one of the symbols that they had. They translated it to it like
weapon.
Give weapon or show weapon or use weapon, but basically it had the word weapon in it. And then China was like, oh, hell no. They said they want to use weapons against us. Russia said the same thing, and then they all started going offline. So the whole world was communicating with each other, and then they decided not to because they were like, oh, we're going to try to kill these things.
But, like, what are we going to do?
Right. Okay. So, rate. What would you say the rating is on this movie?
This is actually a pretty good movie. I would have to give it like a 8.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're going to go lower, aren't you?
I'll give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going all 8s today. They were all good movies, but none of them were like, oh my God, I got to watch this every day. Like, I have movies that I watched every day. None of these were like, I got to watch it again, and I got to watch it again, and I would watch
The Quiet Place over again.
Even though I do like the director of Arrival.
So, Arrival, I would say is pretty good. See, the part where, it's pretty sad about the daughter, because the whole entire time she didn't, because it was about she gets the power to see the future.
Let's say how this happens, right?
Okay, so
anyway,
she communicates with
so they have these scientists come in, right? And it's really cool. They have to take like a crane up into the spaceship, and then at one point, like once they get high enough, the gravity changes,
and they
so
can,
that
like
the tunnel above them actually becomes a horizontal tunnel, but it's not. It's still vertical. The gravity changes. Anyway, so they spend all this time trying to talk to them. They finally get them. They start doing writing instead of trying to talk, and they start writing back to us. So they start deciphering all that.
Yeah,
but
they
then
start understanding
China
each
and
other.
Russia and all the other countries start escalating everything. So then the U.S. is going to nuke them too, because everyone's going to start attacking them. And there was a group of radicalized soldiers, remember? So they go in to do some more translating, and these soldiers planted bombs because they're radicalized, listening to the news and different stuff on the internet. And so then they were like, oh, we're going to take these guys out ourselves. So they plant a bomb and everything, and that's how Abbott dies, because he gets injured.
You know what was really funny is that I remembered Abbott.
So then they're closing the whole thing down. They're evacuating everyone, and then she takes off, and she's like, I'm going in there. Because she's looking at the language, and she's reading it more and more, and then she finally learns how to read it. So then she goes, they send down a space elevator for her. She gets in that, it flies her up there.
She goes in the special area.
She actually goes in the special area. So the whole movie...
There's like a window.
There's like a window, and they're trapped behind the window. The aliens are behind the window.
So
in
let's
like
call
a
it
fog.
the white room and the black room.
Okay, they're in the white room, right.
One room was all white cloudy.
It's like
the other
cloud,
room was black.
Right, it's like white cloudy
black
atmosphere.
Wall.
And then the other room is like an empty, sterile black room.
Yeah.
And so the humans are in the black room trying decipher what they're writing, the aliens are writing, from the white room on the glass divider.
With their like mist.
With their like
out of their little
their squid ink. With their squid ink. They write with like squid ink.
Yeah.
So anyway, they space elevator her up into the white room.
She was special.
Then they kind of tell her everything.
Yeah, and then they said give her a gift, and now she can see.
They said
the
they said the gift was the language.
Yeah, and
they said time is different that for them. They don't see time as linear, and they're giving the gift to her, the gift of their language to her, because it'll help her see time differently, and they're going to need humanity's help. So they're trying to save humanity
in the future, like
because they're going to need humanity's help 5,000 years from now or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So then throughout the entire movie, there's scenes interspersed of her life with her daughter. And talking about like
every time
how
she
like
gets
she
a
split from
right.
how she split from her husband.
Every time she got something right, I noticed that she would always get like a little.
That's a great observation. I didn't pay attention to that. So you're saying that every time? See, now you're going to make me want to go watch it again.
Listen, so like when she understood something that they're saying,
translated
like
something.
she would get like a little flashback. Like a little flash.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, if you we got to rewatch it.
See,
no, I'm honestly telling the truth, because in the one part where they're like, "Well, they said weapons," and she's sitting there thinking, and then she gets it, and then she gets a flash. I noticed that. Look at me! I'm doing better than you.
It's not a competition.
Oh, I know, but you're hard to.
So anyway, so throughout the movie, it's interspersed with scenes of her daughter growing up and like her saying like, yeah, you know, you're going to go see your dad. And she's like, Daddy, the little girl's like, Daddy looks at me different. And
Dad
she's
doesn't
like,
look at me the same anymore.
And she's like, well, because I told your father something
he wasn't
that
ready
I shouldn't
for.
know, but I do know, and I can't explain how I know it, but it's going to happen. And he wasn't ready for it. And he got mad at me, but he's not mad at you and all this stuff.
So basically, the mom could see the future. And
because she learned how to read their language. And,
you know, the dad couldn't and all that. And, you know, they have a child. And when he...
Well, not just that.
But when he says, do you... that weird sentence. That's so...
What weird sentence?
Do you want to make a...
Oh, God.
That was so...
Do you want to make a baby?
That was so weird. And how he said
it was so cringy for you?
It was like so...
Do you want to make a baby? Yeah, it was.
That was so awkward, and I was like, ooh, no, thank you.
So anyway,
when he said that, she either had the choice to like say no because I know what's gonna happen, or go do what she did.
So let's talk how they saved the world, right? Or they saved I guess saved the world.
Oh,
so once she knew that she could see in the future, she was having forward memories
of what.
So then
happens.
She had a forward memory of meeting the general of China's army and him saying, I'll called me on my personal cell phone number. And she's like, I don't know your number. And then he shows it to her and she's like, and he goes, well, now you do. And then in the real time now she knows the phone number because in the future she knows it.
Yeah,
so now she knows it. Now she remembers the future.
And then he says,
so then she is able to call him, and then he's like, I'll never forget you told me like the
15 words my wife said.
My wife's dying words or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, what did she say?
And
then he whispers it in her ear, and then she starts speaking Chinese over the phone.
Yeah, because she can speak
because now she can remember it. Because she can remember the future. She can see both ways.
Yeah.
So then it turns out, right, all her daughter memories weren't really memories. They were future memories. And her daughter ends up dying from cancer.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that she tells her husband, who ends up being, dun, 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 Jeremy Renner. Mm-hmm. They end up.
I already knew that from a mile away.
And she asks him at the end, right, what does she say? She goes, if you knew your life was going to play out a certain way, would you change anything? And he was like, maybe I would just say how I feel more often. So she had the baby with him, knowing that it was going to eventually grow up and then it would die from cancer. And she still chose to have the child anyway. And that's what he got mad. He said she made the wrong decision.
My question is, what if you knew that if I was born, I was just going to die?
I don't know.
What would you do?
That's a tough question, and I've never had to be in that situation,
Give it
so
to
I don't
me.
know. I don't know, Chas.
Would you?
I don't know.
Because at least they get to live a little bit. Yes, they never grew up. Could always change the future.
I don't know.
I mean, she got some powers. She could figure out cancer cure.
I don't know. It's a tough one because you could get to experience as much of the life as you were going to experience, but then you would also have to deal with the heartbreak of knowing that you were going to die.
Unless you told me, I wouldn't.
Also, but you're going to go through that.
Yeah, that'd be
if it was the cancer thing, right? Like you're going to get cancer. You're not just going to die overnight. You're going to die slowly, right? Mm-hmm. Like she did in the movie. So knowing that you're going to go through that and experience that, I don't know if it would be worth it. But at the same time, like I want you to experience the good things and I want to have those happy memories with you. So it's a very, very tough situation that I luckily don't have to find myself in. So,
well, you don't know that.
Well, no,
Well, you can't tell the future.
I don't have to decide whether to have you or not because you're here already. In a different timeline, maybe you're not.
And I made it longer than that little girl.
I don't know. How old
she was like, she looked like 6 or 7. And I'm 13.
But then it was interesting because they were dropping little hints that it was the future because like she drew a picture of mommy and daddy and it also had the black alien hand thing. So like there was little hints throughout those memories that would have told you they were flash forwards and not flashbacks.
How did that little girl know about the alien?
Because mom told her.
Mom didn't tell her.
Yeah, mom probably
did. Never mention it.
Mom was probably
then why was the girl like, why does daddy look at me differently?
Because
she would know.
No.
That she gonna die.
No.
Yes, she would.
The mom knew, but she didn't tell the daughter that stuff. You okay? Are you hearing it in the microphone or in the? Ooh. Yeah. See, calm down.
I was playing with it.
I had to break my microphones. Jeez. So, what was your favorite part of Arrival?
Ooh. when she became besties with the aliens.
When she became besties with the aliens?
I want to be besties with aliens. Crap. Whenever they came down, I could hang out with them. I'd be that special person that got to go say hi to them, and everyone else got to sit down and watch.
But at the end, she got all of the world to come together and work together.
Yeah. Which is not possible. But
I think my favorite part would have been just that whole first time they go in there with the gravity change.
That was
and stuff.
pretty cool.
That was pretty neat. It was cool when the bomb went off too, and how the gravity was affecting them.
And
when
the
falling
thing
and stuff.
saved them.
It pushed them away.
Hold on. Abbott saved them.
Abbott, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Abbott saved them, and that's why he died.
Yeah.
Because it was the closest one.
He pushed it towards him.
Yeah, he hit the glass, and it caused a psychic.
And it pushed them back and pushed the bomb towards him,
yeah.
so it killed him. Oh, poor Abbott.
What was your least favorite part? You had a lot of questions during this movie.
No, I did.
So this one was, which is interesting.
And you're always like, "Oh, I don't know. You just gotta watch." Well, you do know. You do know.
No, not all the time.
In a lot of movies, like in Annabelle, I was like, "What's gonna happen?" You're like, "I don't know."
I want to tell you. I want you to experience it.
You do know.
I want you to experience.
But you know.
No, but in some of these movies, I've only watched them once in a long time ago when they first came out, so I don't remember. So it's almost like watching them again. But also other times, I just want you to experience the movie without me telling you what to expect.
What's my least favorite? I don't know. My favorite part is still
my least
when
favorite,
they became besties. Oh
my
my
least
God.
favorite would probably be how any people thought that they could destroy these things.
Oh, that's probably my least favorite too. How stupid we were to think. Like, I'm a child and I know we could.
And it makes me wonder if we really think that we could. If
it
really did happen.
Like, we're like, oh, we have missiles. We can destroy. No, we can't. If they can travel through space better than we can.
Hell, they didn't even travel through space. They just dissolved.
They did. Yeah, we're going to beat them, but they can just mist off in thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to beat them. No.
It was wild.
We're stupid.
So your favorite movie out of all of them was A Quiet Place.
Yes. But
we just gave
all of them were
Arrival 8.
All of them were 8 besides.
No, you gave A Quiet Place the first one a 9.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That's what I was
No, we gave the first one a 7.
Oh yeah.
We gave the first. I did like Arrival more than Annihilation.
Yes, me too. They're all alien movies.
They were all alien movies. Like I said, we didn't realize that until we were down here getting ready.
Yeah. I was yelling.
Oh man. So next up.
Oh my God. I still I want to be besties with aliens. Crap. I want to be best friends with. Ooh, sorry. Sorry.
I should show you the Explorers.
I want to be best friends with aliens because imagine that. Walking around. Yeah, I'm besties with aliens. I want to be.
As long as it doesn't kill you when you make noise.
Yeah. Well, actually, that'd be. You know what? Listen.
What if you made an alien movie that combined all of that together?
That'd be pretty cool. But listen, even that one alien movie with the glass guys, that was remember the one alien movie that they showed up to Earth and they were using, I forgot what it's called. I'll have to show you. It was a really old movie. It was a kid's alien movie.
Kids alien movie.
And I used to love it. It was
kids alien movie that you used to love?
It was a glass.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
There it is. Yeah, and he put the girl's head on the chihuahua body. That was funny. But that was my favorite alien movie when I was a kid. I still love it. But imagine, well, what happens if I was friends with an alien in the Quiet Place? And even if I made sound, they wouldn't kill me. But if anyone else did, so imagine I just pushed Barbara. She made a noise, someone I hate. Boom, made them make a noise.
That's so brutal. So if we were in that situation, I'm gonna worry about you pushing me to save yourself.
No. I would make sure they know not to kill you. I'd be like, friend. Or you just don't make a noise and they don't kill you. Hallelujah. But imagine, just imagine someone.
What's that behind you?
Someone I dread. Let's just make up a name.
No, let's not. We're not sacrificing anyone to an alien.
Edward.
We're not sacrificing. What, Edward Cullen?
Bella.
Edward
Bella.
Okay.
Imagine. Okay, there's just a random person. Or not a random person. Someone I knew from I have a person in mind, but I can't say their name.
Okay,
so
let's
Bella,
stop.
Listen,
Stop.
just
Jasmine,
listen, please.
I'm gonna mute you. Let's stop.
No, please don't.
Let's stop.
I just want to say,
we're not feeding
just
anybody an alien.
Just imagine.
So
you make me mad.
So you want to know what's funny?
With an alien that could kill you, I'm just gonna make you make a noise. I just gotta pinch you a little, or like do something to someone.
Do you want to know what's funny?
That makes them
I just
scream.
realized.
And I just be like, boom, you are dead.
You want to know something else I just realized?
What?
So the last movie in the A's is Avatar. And what is Avatar?
Alien movie.
Another alien movie? Like every one of our A movies is an alien movie.
It is, because all aliens starts with A.
So we are going to finish up with the A's with Avatar, and then I don't know what comes next in the B's. I think like
Bumblebee.
Whoa,
I'm
geez,
so
you're gonna
sorry.
blow people's eardrums
I'm so
out.
sorry.
Or I think it's like Baby Driver and some other stuff are the next up movies.
I hate that movie.
Wow, that movie's great. Have you watched it?
Yes, I've watched it a lot. When I'm stuck with Dylan, I gotta watch it.
So well, maybe we won't have to watch that one.
But I'll watch it.
Well,
I already know the whole thing.
So me too.
Like the back of my head.
Me too. It's a good movie. But that has been our review
Baby Driver's a good
of
movie.
Annihilation, A Quiet Place 2, and Arrival. We gave Annihilation. Chastity said she gave it an 8 out of 10. I said a 7 out of 10.
Annihilation?
No, you said 7 out of 10. You said 7 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
A Quiet Place, the first one, you gave it a 9 out of 10 after reducing it from a 10 out of 10. I said 8 out of 10.
Because I was thinking about it.
And then A Quiet Place 2, we both agreed 8 out of 10, and we said Arrival, the same thing, 8 out of 10.
I want an alien bestie.
And Chastity has learned after watching these movies, she just wants an alien bestie.
I want an alien bestie
that
and
she
we
can
slay
feed any of her enemies
together.
to.
Oh my god. I can just...
Okay. Thank you for joining us on this episode
oh my god.
of the Family Movie Challenge podcast presented by The Get Up.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next time.
Ooh, yeah.
You're going to sing Get Up songs while the music plays out?
Yeah, get up. Ooh, yeah. Get up show, yeah.